I didn't want to be the only face of our brand. I wanted it to be a multi-face brand. So you can humanize the brand by letting your employees partake in the content creation for the brand, but not making it about one person. That way, it's like East Studios is a brand of its own. It has a brand image. It then has many faces that make up the brand. But like, everyone has a role in that brand.
Absolutely.
And people know like who are those different roles. Clients know who are the different roles. So you can still humanize a brand. It doesn't have to be around a single face. And you can still then use, like, if you wanted your own personal brand as a business owner, you can then, that's what I would say is a good strategy. Like, it works for some of our clients. They would have their business organization brand that may have many faces, or it can have a human element, and you can humanize a brand like we've discussed. Nike anyway,
for sure.
by not having the employees. You can have like models, or like Nike obviously uses a particular kind of model to represent their brand, etc. And obviously lots of big brands do that. So you don't have to use employees, but that's one approach. But then also then having a personal brand for you as like maybe the CEO or founder. You can utilize your personal brand like Hormozi does, then to drive traffic.
That's it. Do you think then, just thinking out loud for some of our viewers that might have this question pop up in their mind, do you think there's fear of, let's say with these studios, we have our team jump on there, do reels. Do you think sometimes business owners or people that are the face of a company sometimes maybe are nervous or hesitant to bring another face because of what that might look like in terms of releasing control and then maybe the business shifting?
And that's a
or
risk, right?
Shifting,
you know, and like, you know, you with employees or team members, if you're going to bring them into your brand, they may then leave the business or they may go elsewhere. But I think like, as long as you've got your culture right, you know what you're delivering as a business, and then you've got your team sharing that message. And they're doing it in a way that's authentic to you and like resonates with what you want the business to share, then I do feel like you can do that, and you can do it really well. You know, sometimes we've had times, and I'm going to laugh about this, but we've had times where like team members have put up a TikTok and it was like, that doesn't resonate with our brand.
It's funny.
It's
engaging.
It's trending, but it's not actually what we want to share online. And we've had that conversation, and we've taken the post down, etc. You know, I think you've got to sometimes release a bit of control in order to grow. And like, I think that's just one way of doing it, right? To bring your employees in. The other way is like utilizing like people in your branding, and you can make it work if you're a faceless brand. But I do think there's room for that. And I think like, if we're asking the question, should you humanize your brand? Should you build a brand around your brand? Like a personal brand for yourself? I do think there's room for that. I do think that depending on your appetite and what you want to do, you can do both. You can do one or the other and maybe, do what works for you.
Maybe also there is a stigma around content creators, personal brands, perhaps have less pressure in experimenting, where business owners might think because we're a business, we have less room. But actually, I think there is a lot of space, room, and perhaps requires boldness for brands to step out and elevate. Do you remember was it Jaguar that changed their logo last year from, I don't know if it was Jaguar, one of the car brands changed their logo from, since they came out for many, many years, they had a great logo, and then one day just woke up, changed the logo, and it had nothing to do with the car.
Kia changed the way their cars look, they updated their brand. I think this is something that I really struggled with as like an entrepreneur, and like in my journey of developing a business. I used to think it had to be perfect first time. And you've helped me see this. Like, you know, we talked about on the first episode about imperfection and like imperfect action.
That's it.
And actually, I really think like you you want to put your best image forward.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you're a brand and you're a business and you want to rebrand because your brand isn't quite right. I remember when I worked in the law firm and they'd had the same logo and branding for years. Wow. And it was like blue and very corporate and a bit boring. And then they changed to this really dynamic sort of like sans-serif font.
Fresh looking.
It was like a pink brand. And I was like, ooh, it's like so fresh. And it was to kind of convey what the firm could deliver, right? Which was, and the type of people that work for the firm, friendly, approachable.
Yeah.
And like actually that firm this year got like Law Firm of the Year.
Oh, wow.
And I think, you know, maybe the brand change a couple of years back, or a few years back now, has been instrumental in them repositioning themselves in the marketplace. So what I would say is, whether you're a business or an individual, even for businesses like specifically relating to your question, should businesses be willing to experiment, to change, to evolve? Yes. Because if you don't evolve as you grow, as you're changing, as your business changes, you will get stuck. Our beginning brand for East Studios, like we've kept the same logo and evolved it. We've added more colors to our brand guidelines. We've adapted how we play with that brand. So it's actually the same brand, but we've elevated how it appears online, and we've kept tweaking and changing that.
Because the market needed it.
Because the market's changed, because what looks good online has changed. Like the social platforms, the algorithms have changed. How the social media presents your brand is different now. So in order for a business to keep elevating, you have to change.
Absolutely.
So I think, yes, there is a bit more pressure because like if you keep changing every week, that would be a problem.
Of course.
However, I think there's room to stick within your brand guidelines and keep elevating and changing and tweaking and
what was the saying? Tiny lever shifts, massive angle direction change.
Yes. It's like I think it's funny because I think sometimes we can get fixated, can't we? On like our brand and like, oh, we don't want to change that because that's our brand. But at the same time, if you're willing to make a subtle tweak, you might see a big shift in your engagement. You might see a big shift in your appearance online. And I think it's that willingness to keep evolving that's going to really help brands on social media.